Well, I mean, it's a complex situation. Well, first and foremost, I mean, again, for me, my students know that it doesn't matter if I'm in front of the computer screen or in front of them in person. You're going to give me what I ask for. You're here to learn, and I'm going to give you your money's worth, period. So I do not play, and they know this, I do not play with the work. There are things that have to be done. There's expectations that I have, and that, I understand life gets in the way and things happen, but you're here to do the work. So one of the reasons why I'm not in your studio is because I just finished teaching one of my classes, my contemporary lit course. And, when COVID broke out in March, I was in the middle of teaching an in-person humanities course at Virginia Union University. And, we had to quickly shift from in-person after that spring break. We had to go immediately online. And I'm former Air Force. I'm a veteran of the United States military. I served 6 years in the Air Force. And what I learned through my military exposure and through my career after that is that you have to be adaptable. Mm-hmm. And so instead of freaking out and panicking, my whole attitude when we shifted to online virtual was that the work continues. We're going to acknowledge the change, but the work will continue. And you are still expected to attend this class every time we were supposed to be on here, and I'm still expecting you to turn in my work. So my students, this semester in particular, particularly my humanities, which is world literature 1 and 2, I teach both classes. I told them, this is fascinating because they are literally in a world lit course in the middle of world history changing. So how fascinating is it to begin the semester looking at the Declaration of Independence and the reason for its development and argument for, seceding from Britain, and then going into the beginning of women's feminism with Mary Wollstonecraft. And here we are in the middle of one of the most pivotal times in American history with a group that wants to take away not only women's rights, but civil rights, voting rights, LGBTQA rights, every kind of right you can imagine that we fought so hard for. They are reading works that establish the democracy that we're fighting for right now to keep. So they are literally living and reading history, and they are in the middle of it. How do you keep them focused in the middle of a pandemic and again in the middle of history? I just am very adamant that my students understand that life continues and that if you can get through this, you can get through anything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We must focus.
See, that's why I wanted you on the program. I mean, you're dropping nuggets of knowledge like that.
Yeah,
so what you're saying, you don't care what's going on in the world. When I give you an assignment,
you do it. I love it.
Well, you say they're gonna get their money's worth, huh?
Yes, sir. I mean, listen, if you're going to pay all that money, you need to get your money's worth, because what you will not do is go out into the world and they'll ask you who was your English teacher. Because you're not going to say my name.